Cheers to another beautiful night.
Welcome to episode 3. This is Peanut Butter, Natural Jiffy.
And this is our extra friend here on my forehead.
Yeah. That's our special guest tonight. Is Brenna's forehead friend.
Yeah, we still don't know what happened. There's a big bump on my head. And at first I thought it was like one of those zits that go like really deep and like hurt. But it kept growing. And so now, I don't know, it might be like spider bite or something like that. We're hoping for the best.
We think, Brielle and I think that it's just a horn. She's a unidemon.
Yes, they're convinced I'm growing a horn, so. But it hurts really bad. So pray for me. Pray the demon out.
Well.
So, last episode, we ended leaving Atlanta. As Kenan eats his chocolate pudding. We ended leaving Atlanta, and so I think we're kind of just gonna like somewhat skim over like the time period between that second time in Atlanta or the first time in Atlanta to the second time in Atlanta. So during that time period, oh yeah, that's right. I was doing. We weren't in the studio anymore.
Hell no, we were starting to live out of our car. Out of the car.
Yeah.
We had started staying around in Wilmington a little bit, like trying to like.
And you were kind of like in and out. Well, did you ever go to your aunt's house occasionally too, or no?
Not then, no.
Okay. Yeah. So we were kind of. I was what?
That's really good.
So yeah, we started staying out of the car, kind of like I guess practicing. It was like pre-practice. We learned a lot of like tools and techniques for the road life during that time.
Yeah.
And
that was homelessness 101. That was like we hadn't gotten to the expert stages yet.
Yeah. That was stage 1. Maybe we'll write a book about that in case you guys want to learn about that one day.
The real homelessness for dummies.
Yeah. But anyway, so during that time, there wasn't too much going on. We were working, like, helping out Equal Rights Apparel with a lot of things. They were kind of just, like, starting printing their stuff. So we were, like, always, like, kind of with them, helping them, and, like, just hanging out. And, that was mainly that's what was going on.
Yeah, that was, like,
time.
our only real reason that we were in Wilmington, really. Like, we had family here that we were seeing.
Yeah.
Because we knew we planned on leaving, but
yeah.
It wasn't really, like, anything.
Yeah. So since we were kind of like building that relationship with them, like we ended up like planning, okay, then let's like all go to Atlanta, and that's kind of how the second trip started. Was like, okay, we're all gonna go to Atlanta now, so we all planned it, but him and I were just gonna keep going, and they were gonna like come back and then meet us like somewhere along the way, because they wanted to like go all the way to California with us. So.
Well, they had they had family they already planned on seeing.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like at some point, so it was like kind of something they took advantage of too.
In Albuquerque.
Yeah, in Albuquerque, Mexico.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sorry, continue.
But so we go. I'm just gonna go ahead. We get to Atlanta the second time, and we do like. We spend like a couple of days there, like 2 or 3 there, like there for like a couple nights.
Mm-hmm.
We get there, and it's just like we're on the roll. Like Richard's with us. He's like doing video and camera, and like we're shooting like music video, exploring the city, like just having a ball, like all of us just like creating and oh, and okay, so this is the time we go to the Mean Street the second time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, so the first night is when we do that. We get into the
Do we go to Main Street the first night? Did we get there?
first or second night. But they get like a spot to stay at, but they end up canceling the
Airbnb
hotel ended up
canceled.
Airbnb canceled, so they
They-
gave them like a nicer spot at like this hotel,
Yeah.
and so we all ended up staying there for a couple of nights, and they had to switch hotels, and I think that was the night that we went to Main Street was like the second
And they
night.
switched. Yeah.
And
That's right.
yeah, that's because we walked. Oh yeah, so we spent like all day in Atlanta shooting a music video and like
just shit for their clothing.
yeah, for
Like
their
taking
clothes.
shots, getting a lot of shots with their clothing.
And then yeah, that night in Mean Street, we basically were just like
We
we were
walked
kind of
back-
like
we
back
walked.
and forth talking.
We were on
Everyone was
such
like,
we were on such a high of some
well,
sort.
yeah, and like
That
we
we
were all
walked from the hotel.
yeah,
it was
like
miles.
how many hours of walking?
We walked for a couple hours. Like
Yeah,
if
but we were kind of like debating. We were all like, should we walk or should we like drive? And like we debated for like a good solid like 30
Well, we
minutes. or
walked
something.
in, but it was dope because we did go get on like the roofs and
Yeah,
that was
like
cool.
halfway
See the
through,
city line.
we were able to like see the city line. We climbed up on a roof and like able to see the city line and stuff like that.
That was cool.
And then anyways, we get to Mean Street and like this is somewhat like, hey, let's just pull up on Mean Street again, but it's also like, we kind of wanted to pull up again anyways before we went. So, we pull up and we didn't have a plan or anything. We were just like, let's just go. Let's just do it. Like, who cares? We don't have a plan. So we pull up and we go to like the area where we remember going into, and it was like they had literally just built this new wooden fencing. So like they had like
It was
kind of like
dumb secure.
yeah, they just like totally, it was like new wood and everything. So we're like, well, fuck. I'm like, okay, well, we're not giving up now. Like we just walked all this way. So we go up to the front and like there's this camera, and Cannon just starts talking his ass off to the camera, like showing his ass, like kind of like just like just like being sassy and stuff. And then they turn the light on outside, and he was like, and they're like, and he was saying stuff like, I don't even remember what it was. And they turned the light on, and the camera, they didn't say anything at this point, but the camera was on. They were like watching us and whatever. And we were like, oh, we can like let's put a beat on. And then we put a beat on, and like, so Cannon starts like freestyling, and like he goes off. It's like,
Richard made an edit to the video that's
Yes.
fucking ridiculous.
yes, it was
I don't know
really
if
good.
that's still on his Instagram or not. I don't know.
No, I don't know. That's a good question. But he like went off, of course, and like got their attention because they actually came outside of the studio. Like one guy, I don't even know who it was,
There's
just
a
like
couple
some
guys,
tall,
just
like
solid
big
guys,
guy,
yeah.
came out, and he was just like smiling, kind of like laughing, like, what the hell are y'all doing out here? Like type
Yeah.
shit, like just
Yeah.
like, what are y'all kids doing? And we just start yelling at him like, hey, like, come on, like, let us into the studio or whatever. Just like
geeking.
bugging, like just being like fools out there.
And then they started to kind of talk
yeah,
on that
because we were
intercom
not
back and
letting up.
forth.
We were like, come on.
So
come
they
on.
started talking a little bit on the intercom out there while some of them were watching us, and then
Yeah.
they called us construction workers. Just
Yeah.
so we look like,
They're like, y'all look like a bunch of construction workers. So we're like, damn,
which was
that's
accurate.
the new look,
I mean,
though.
that shit was accurate. I think the first time I even went there, I was dressed in some old like
Oh, yeah,
Dickies
we were,
and
like-
boots and like
We were dripped down in Era, Eagle
Yeah.
Rights Apparel, and then like we are naturally like, I mean, you like liked your Dickies and all that stuff, which was like your kind of like own thing. So
I just think that automatically makes everybody assume construction. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Or like hard-working man.
Yeah.
You're not, but Dickies is
For some reason,
super fresh.
he's like
I mean,
super
that's just out
obsessed
here.
with
I'm just
Dickies.
that's just out. No, that's just out here. I feel like in the South, like, bro, Dickies are clean as fuck. Regardless.
But yeah, we were like,
It
we
was
were
more so
dripped
just
down,
it was
bro.
the
Like
fi-
we had.
It was we was dripped down in layman's fits, layman drip.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
swear.
shit, I'll wear that. Don't matter where
Hell
I'm at.
yeah!
I'll still wear that.
I'm wearing the shit now. I wear the shit all the time.
Yeah.
That's just. I'd rather wear Carhartt and so
Yeah.
some tones.
You got
some
$1 million.
earthy tones.
You got $1 million in the bank. You'll still wear Carhartt and
Yeah.
Dickies.
Yes.
But yeah, so we're out there and like, you know, they respond that one time and they're like, they say that and then it's just like, and then they don't really respond after that. So we're like, all right, let's call Uber. We're not walking back. It's like the middle of the night. It's like 2 a.m. or
It's
some
real late
shit.
at
It's
this
like,
point, yeah.
but we call the Uber. And it's like SUV, obviously, because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 of us. And so we call it like this SUV, like, and we walk up the street actually to get into it. And we're like, we tell this guy, because he's like super cool right off the bat. We're like, bruh, and he has this like nice, like black Escalade.
It was the brand
like,
new. No, yeah, it was the
well,
brand. It was the brand new like Suburban. It looked like
Yeah.
like a presidential Suburban,
Yeah, it
all
was-
black, like
was
decked out.
nice.
It was tinted, just fucking.
Yeah. So we're like, yo, just pull up over here real quick. Or Cannon's like, pull up real quick. Let me roll down the window real quick and like talk to these people or whatever. So we pull up, and I just like sometimes I imagine like if they're looking at it from their perspective, they just see this big black SUV. Like we've been gone maybe for like 20 minutes at this time after like leaving, waiting for the Uber, and you just see this black nice ass SUV pull up, and Cannon's fucking like roll down the window and like we're in the back seat with the window down. Oh yeah, he gets out of the car.
Ran up to the camera.
Ran up to the camera and says, "We'll see you, or we'll be back. Like we'll be back." Like
I remember, yeah, saying a whole bunch of shit.
It's like we're coming for you or something, you know, just like egging it on, just like you do, and then we get in and we just like skirt off like into the like.
The driver was so fucking cool. He was like,
Yeah.
"What did he say?" He had
Bruh, we recorded everything. Oh, I think someone audio recorded. Valid shit, bro. This guy, like, we were just, like, feeling good, you know, obviously just, like, living life because we just did something. And, like, this guy's feeling the energy,
like, no, we didn't even know we were just on a, like, a grit. It was just, like, all of us were on, like, a vendetta energy or something.
And then he was, like, feeling that, and he was just going off of that. He's like, man, he said, fuck them for not, like, he's just like, forget them, man. They don't know, like, real energy, or, like, just, like, kind of, like, egging us on, like, supporting the fuck out of us, and, like.
But he literally spitting game, too. He was saying, like, you gotta do it yourself. If you get turned down or people shut you out, you gotta do it yourself.
Yeah, he was.
That's what's supposed to make you want to do it yourself.
And that's like, and that was just like that was like one of those synchronicities like in the beginning where it was just
yeah, we could have easily left in that scenario completely down, completely sour, even if we talked our shit. Or but if like he was like an immediate reinforcement. He was
immediate.
Like, he was like, hey, you know what? Good job, y'all fucking arrogant son of a
exactly.
bitches.
He was like, damn, y'all really just did that? Like, shit. He's like, y'all just sparked something in me, and like.
Don't need to make it doesn't need to be logic or common like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can just be like an intuitive, just fucking do something. Like.
Exactly, and that's where he's like, valid shit, man, valid shit. He kept saying that, like, and so that was like something that we like kept. That was one thing we kept saying.
Valid shit.
Valid shit. So shout out to valid shit.
Bro, I can't remember his name. I feel like that's right there on the tip of my tongue. But it's in the video. But yeah, that was funny.
And then that night, was that the same night y'all went and like found that guy on the street?
No, I mean, that was me and Nate. or Nate and I guess I should say properly, but Nate and I followed Soul was his name.
Yeah, he had a beautiful singing voice. You
Yeah.
guys.
This guy had.
Well, we went back to the apartment, and then they went out to
We
go
wanted-
get something.
We wanted to smoke some weed
Yeah.
in Atlanta, and like there's this guy I guess Nate knew from some realm of the world, and it's like, I don't got any, but I'll walk you down to somewhere to get it, and we just like walk through whatever the main. I can't remember what the main Central Park is or Central, but it's not Central Park. It's like what the main I guess park. It's right on the skirts of it, and yeah, and the whole time he just sang the whole time, asked us about what we were doing, and then we're literally chopping it up and singing, and yeah, it was smooth. And then he just walked with us back. It was like never saw him again, but it was cool.
Yeah. So then it wasn't too much. I mean, we did like I said, we were doing a lot of just video and like
Yeah.
cameras. Like that was just nonstop basically the whole time. And after that, then from Atlanta, they went back to Wilmington, and we started our journey towards Tennessee.
Yeah.
And then like Tennessee, that was like our next stop. And we actually ended up staying, we drove to Tennessee, and we ended up staying like,
Oh wow.
well, okay, so this is when
We waited
COVID,
for them. This is when it.
right? Because we
No,
went and then we came back.
We had been back and forth from Atlanta to Wilmington a little bit, but that was when COVID had started. We went to Atlanta. It hadn't really started yet.
No. You know, it was
The
because we
second
went to
time.
Tennessee, and that's when COVID
That's when it
hit.
struck.
So, okay, so we went to Tennessee from Atlanta, and then
Chattanooga.
everyone
We're
like
at
literally Chattanooga, Tennessee, and that was like the first place we were like, wow, this is so like it's such a nice little hidden gem out here, and so yeah, and then we went to Chattanooga and we stayed there for like a week, and that's when COVID announcement, and
Yeah.
it was like this is like in March, so everyone was like like shut down, like pandemic. It was just like this whole like disastrous
Back when
like
it still meant something.
yeah, it was like serious like you know like shut down. I'm sorry, I'm like super distracted. Braille's like playing with her ferrets over here. Goodness gracious. Go on then. Lord. Anyways, my distractions. But yeah, so we like COVID hit, and like they were gonna meet us in Tennessee, and they called us and they were like, just come back. Like they convinced us to just come back for like a week.
Yeah, facts. That's
So,
right.
like just come back for a week while we like kind of just see what happens, and we're like, okay, fine, let's just go. Since we at this point we were just like, you know, we wanted them to like ride up with us, and like they really wanted to like wait and see what happened.
But
So,
we
like-
also we already didn't want to go too far away from the east side coast too much yet. We wanted to stay around that region initially. Like it's not like we were going up and down all over the place. We just didn't want to go too far over already.
Yeah.
So whenever we got to Chattanooga and we realized how nice it was, we were kind of just like, we could chill here for a bit. Even when COVID struck, when we came back to Wilmington, we kind of like knew. When we came back, we were just like, we already kind of formulated that we could just go kind of like sit down in Chattanooga for a bit because it was somewhere different until it was time for them to come.
Yeah, so we went back for like a week, but we were just like they were kind of getting a lot of shit together with like their stuff, and we were like, well, we're just gonna go ahead and head out because we were like at this point everyone was like locked down, and we were like, fuck it, like that's our mindset. Like everyone was like, stay home, and we're like, we're leaving. We're gonna like go do this shit. Like that was one of those like moments I think for us that was really like I don't know, to me it was just like one of those big like moments where it's like everything else is saying no, but we're like, let's do it. Like, and that was just like the first time, like, because then after that it was just like there were so many more opportunities to like kind of like strengthen that, I guess. But anyway, so we go back to Chattanooga, and this is where it gets rocky between.
Yeah, but
And,
that's us. That ain't them. Fuck them listeners.
I don't care. I'm saying it for myself. I'll say what I'll say about for myself.
Well, that's a great topic to cut an arm off, and let that be another body part, because that evolves into its own.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we get to Chattanooga, and like we're just working through our own personal shit because like going back to what we were saying in the first episode, we were like both. Well, first of all, we were both leaving like our only home we've had for like our entire lives, number one. And number two, like we were both like leaving situations within the recent past, like that were very like, I guess you could say toxic, but I don't know. I don't like really the word toxic because I think every like relationship is a necessary.
Like toxic. It's like a discounting.
Exactly. It's very discounting, and like it's also like kind of like takes away power because like I feel empowered by my experiences. So we were just both coming away from certain circumstances, and like me personally, like I was bringing my own baggage that I realized that hadn't let go of yet, and like that caused some issues initially that we had to take a lot of time to figure out between ourselves. And that was kind of like Chattanooga for us. We were like 2 weeks there, and it was like this like point where we were like, okay, like stuff's coming up within ourselves individually, and now this is the moment, like this is the time, like we're either going forward together or like we need to like figure out
much farther away.
Exactly. And that was kind of like I think that was kind of like the psychological thing in both of us was like we're literally doing this together. Like now's the time to like address everything. And it was like Chattanooga was literally that. It was like everything was just coming out of, I think both of us, even though like, even though maybe I had initiated it with my own like baggage, I'm sure like, I don't know, you can talk on yourself. Like I'm sure you were dealing with that.
I was.
Too. But yeah, so that 2 weeks was just us like figuring out like that bond between us, and then from that point on, like 2 weeks after that, that's when Nate and Maddie came to Chattanooga, and we literally left like the day after that because we were like,
we just started driving.
Yeah, we were just like, let's get the hell out of here because we were done with that. And that kind of began our journey. I don't even think we stopped. Did we stop? That was like, we didn't really stop till we got to Albuquerque, really.
Not really, no.
But we drove through so many. It was like the crazy thing to just drive through so many different terrains like that.
Yeah,
like
it was kind of scary.
It was like
Seeing
literally
shit
one
change
day
in
you're
the
like
blink of an eye.
snowing, next day it's like raining.
And by the day, honestly, it was about like some of that shit was by the day. We got out some of them states. So
Yeah, because
we'd literally go up to the snow and come back down. It'd be a valley, hot as fuck.
Because you and Nate too. Well, we were all like switching off, but like you and Nate would like be like, "Let's do this. Let's just go." Smoking weed, like we got this. like, ugh. Barely like see anything. Just like
Every stop, especially some of them snowy spots. That shit was fucking terrifying.
Yeah. And then, like, we would try to, like, we were stopping occasionally to get good pictures. And then, like, whenever we'd see a cow field, we would stop.
Yeah, every time we saw a cow field on the interstate, me and Nate would jump off and
Well,
go
like,
run.
automatically, like, because, like, they would be, I think they were mostly driving in front of us. We would switch off, but, like, I think they're mostly in front of us.
Yeah,
And, like, we would just see the blinker.
Yeah, it wouldn't even. So I think at first it was like text messages to
Yeah.
say we wanted to do it, and then eventually it was just like the blinker came on going 70 miles per hour on the interstate, and
This is
most
like,
people pull over super fast. And we would get off and we would sprint over to the cow fields, hop over the fence, and we would just like search
I
for this,
remember
do
one
this
time
shit,
y'all
kick
both
'em
went
over.
over there.
trying to
And
find
the cows were just like looking at you. Like the cows were like literally
that
right
shit.
there, like
When
walking.
we first got in there, that first time we got in there, it was like we were not that far from them. They were just staring at us like, what kind of being? Like, what do you think you're doing? You
Yeah.
fucking idiot. What kind of what are we? They were actually thinking we don't have those kinds. We don't
Yeah.
make those kinds.
And I was over here like, we were in like territory where it was like okay to shoot people on your
Oh
property.
yeah, it was definitely okay. It was definitely.
And so I was over here like, oh my god, the cows are like drawing attention. They're
Yeah.
like running away. Like, yo.
Yeah. Or even worse, they were all instead of just moving about, they were all standing in a ginormous oval, like half circle
Yeah.
around, watching everything happen all of
Yes.
Impala. So
Yeah.
it just looked more like
And we
they're putting
did,
you on blast.
literally, we did that a couple times. I think we stopped maybe like 3 times for the,
Yeah.
it was unsuccessful, to say the least.
It was unsuccessful,
But,
Yeah. but the oranges weren't unsuccessful.
that,
That
was
was
until
later.
later.
Well, okay, well that's a good way. That's a good way to.
Good.
Well.
But, yeah, so anyways, we go through like Oklahoma. It's like snowing. We have this picture of like me, Cannon, and Maki, and that's like Oklahoma. It's like Maki. That was the first time Maki had ever been in like a foot of snow.
Yeah,
He
that
looked
was-
so cute.
His fur his whole fur was ice. His fur was like snow had stuck to it.
He was just like sprinting through the snow like a little deer. So cute.
Yeah.
But we get to Albuquerque, and that is New Mexico, and we spend a lot of time there, kind of like,
Spent a lot of time there.
oh, how long? Like a week?
It felt like it was longer than that, but it might have been a week.
Yeah. But we met their cousin.
Me and
She was super, super cool.
me and Nate did a bucket drive to Colorado
Yes, so
and got.
they could not
bro,
wait for
okay.
some free legal marijuana.
Let me break. This would be this is a good closer, like maybe because like this wraps up Albuquerque. Like for me and Nate, I can speak on like just this whole event. When we're going to Colorado, we're like going. He was like, all right, like I want to get said something along the lines of like I want to get as much weed as possible, but within this range. Like, and I wanted to be because Maddie specifically told me don't spend a lot on marijuana, and I was like, bro, Brenna has essentially said the same thing to me in many facets. So like we were kind of on that same page. But the drive up there was kind of excruciating. It was just like, it was I guess.
y'all literally went straight there and straight back.
Yeah, it was nonstop. We stopped for
They-
like 10 minutes just to stand in line at the dispensary, which was so. All right. So we drive through absolutely nothing just for like 3 hours straight almost. We get to Colorado, we get right on the border. Like I can shit you not, it's the funniest thing ever. Like you cross a sign that says "Welcome to Colorado," and the first sign after it is like dispensary 0.2 miles on the right. And like when we got
It's like
there,
you know everyone else has done the same
dude, that's
thing
exactly
y'all are
what.
doing
Yeah,
right now.
that's exactly what So we get there, we get into the shop, and it's just this little like Bo Peep ass shop, and it was a long line, but so we got what we got within our range. Or we got what we got under our range, but then I decided to get edibles. So I got like some edibles for me and him to share. And we already we're planning on rolling up one. So like we rolled up one, I'm pretty sure, and maybe he got a pre-roll extra or something like that, right? And then we split. We had some edibles saved, but we split like a whole pack of edibles between me and him. When I shit you not, it was like driving a spaceship on the way back for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Me and this man really didn't say a word. Didn't really say a word to each other.
Kids, this is not recommended.
This isn't
Brielle,
advisable.
if
I
you're
don't advise
listening.
anyone to do this. This is not responsible, but we were doing it safely. So, but anyways, yeah, when we
Did
got
you have
back,
helmets on?
yeah, sure. But when we got back, it was just like, I don't even think it was that late. I want to say it was like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And that meant, like, he just went right to sleep. And, like, I'm pretty sure I took a nap. Therefore, after. But yeah, so that was our, that was my first legal experience in reality. Like, that was like first time I tasted anything legal.
Yeah.
Like, for whatever the hell that means. But,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
And then after that, I guess we just hung out in
hung
Albuquerque
out
and like
and-
went camping in the
Yeah,
desert.
that was fucking dope.
That was crazy. Like seeing the desert stars.
It's never seen a sky like that.
Never. If you get a chance to go camp in the desert,
Camp
do that.
in New Mexico desert. That shit's fucking like pink at one point. Like, it's really fucking pretty.
yes.
Yeah, I like that a lot. We hiked up that mountain. Had to take a shit so bad. That I literally shit on the side of a mountain.
Everyone was shitting out there.
Yeah, we were, but like it was just.
I think Maddie took like 3 shits the morning that we left, is what she said.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were all.
So it's great. It's really luxurious, nice
Yeah,
place, and
you know,
really.
where there's up, there's down. Where
There's
in,
glory
there's
there.
out,
Yeah, there's
so.
humility in the glory. So. But yeah. Well,
But yeah, I guess next episode we're gonna kind of just get straight to the
next
Cali-
episode we'll like.
Cali vibes.
Well, no, yeah, sure. I'm just saying next episode. I'm down to get more specific on some things too. It's just
Yeah.
they must
Get more
they must
nitty-gritty.
earn. Yes, they must earn.
You must earn the information. Next, this video better get at least 50
100,000 views. This better get
100,000 views.
This better get 100,000 views, and I want 27 dislikes. I want 27 dislikes. on this.
27 dislikes.
But
and
I want
a million
I want
likes.
the likes. Yeah. Sure.
With only 27,000 views with a million likes.
Yeah. But anyways, this is the co-founder Canon Outlaw with co-founder Brandon D'Amato, or founder Brandon D'Amato with founder Canon Outlaw of
Uni
Uni
streaming
streaming.
for independent musicians. We have, this is a little side note for non-historical information. We are actually gearing up for our Kickstarter campaign. Crowdfunding. We're really excited about it. We're both working super duper hard. And another great update, we're moving to Austin, Texas.
Yes, and-
And we've like solidified that.
And we'll keep you up to date.
Yes. Okay, so if you haven't
energy.
Yes, and energy. If you haven't subscribed to the Uni page, though, I would do that if I were you, because first come, first serve, baby.
Yep.
You get the first information if you subscribed.